Very good afternoon to all of you. I am a scientist by profession and a social tech entrepreneur by passion. But people like me who are pursuing a PhD, in my case, in electrical engineering from the University of Cambridge, are frowned upon by those in academia. This is mainly because the PhD culture in STEM is stuck in a bubble of age-old stereotypes and conventions that researchers should only work in their narrow field of expertise and that their life should begin and end in a mechanical, missionized structure devoid of emotions. It is a tragedy that the philosophy from PhD is being rooted away completely. I hope you can all agree when I say that for people to be productive and to do worthwhile work, we need to be surrounded by passion, creativity, collaboration, sympathy, co-creation, and empathy, driving our energies to design a better world. Now let me ask you all a question. How many of you think that a pure mechanical work-life culture will have any future at all? See? So why? Why is it that intellectual powerhouses of knowledge remain oblivious to these frightening facts of tomorrow? The fact that technology is dramatically changing the future of work. By turning a blind eye, we are allowing technology to break our educational systems, and it is happening around us. Now, you might argue this to be far more of a futuristic scenario and just a matter of hot debate. So let's just refocus and look at the things happening right now, and you will see that this is not the case. We are in a dynamic, uncertain world powered by a series of technological innovations powered by digital revolution. We are becoming increasingly reliant on interactive technologies for personal use, from social media and entertainment to everyday activities such as shopping, banking, to even using a telephone. This is the age of self-driving cars, drone deliveries, robotic citizens, and even space holidaying. Digital revolution has brought with it unimaginable opportunities for humanity, but also poses significant challenges that could lead to an existential crisis if not addressed properly. We can talk about this great power of digital connectivity, but according to UNESCO, more than 750 million people across the globe are digitally illiterate. So, as digital skills becomes necessary life skills, how do we connect this vast majority of socially marginalized sections of society to this digital world? It is this question that led 4 of us Cambridge students to come up with this idea of turning slums into Silicon Valleys by engaging, training, and matching marginalized youth in slums to coding jobs. Now, countries like India going digital and cashless when over 70% of its population have no proper access to internet is an astronomical problem to deal with. This is Ananya. She is one among the 400 million youth trapped in a vicious cycle of poverty and deprivation at the bottom of the pyramid, completely disconnected from the so-called digital revolution of our times. We wanted to help youth like Ananya by using the power of technology through our massive open online platform, which teaches these people digital and coding skills. And it is based on a one-to-one tutoring program of the Oxbridge model. We also get them placed with matching jobs. Now, while we were doing this, we noticed that suddenly the low-level coding jobs have started disappearing from the face of earth. It struck us that automation apocalypse is taking shape, posing serious social, economic, political, cultural, and identity crisis. Digital revolution opens doors to immense possibilities for improving education through virtual learning, online tutoring, apps, and other social startups that aid this movement. But on the other hand, it is breaking our education. As we have seen in the example of PhDs, we are clearly failing the race to train our next generation to rise up to an unknown, uncertain, and challenging future that awaits all of us. It is this observation that motivated me and my brother to take a deeper and closer look at educational systems across the globe. What we noticed were startling numbers of unskilled graduates, rising suicide and depression rates. We knew it is high time to restructure our education. We identified that the root cause of all these issues boiled down to the fact that no focus is given to an individual's interest. Rather, a focus is imposed on an individual, eventually leading to mounting pressure, discontent, and an unending struggle to fit into a professional career unsuited for this particular individual. Now, having discovered why this was happening, we asked ourselves, how do we solve this? We looked at our country, India, with over 1.5 million schools, with 300 million students. Now that is 10 times the population of all Scandinavian countries put together. India is also the youngest country in the world, with 50% of its population below 25 and 65% of its population below 35. That is roughly 800 million people we are talking about. To put that into a better perspective, it is the entire population of Europe put together. Now, considering these gigantic numbers, along with the rising unemployment rates and job losses due to automation, India has a monster to deal with. Also, unlike most countries, when it comes to education boards, curriculum, and institution types, India has a rich diversity, which further complicates the problem. The worsening part is that we do not have a centralized normalization procedure, meaning two different individuals completing the same course from two different institutions do not have a common baseline or guideline to be compared with. We understood that if we could solve this in the Indian context, this can be replicated anywhere else across the globe, and thus our social edutech startup was born. There are a number of companies across the globe producing content for helping innovating education. But traditional classrooms with absolutely no access to high-tech facilities are at a disadvantage here. If these neglected classrooms are used purely from a data perspective, we can change the life and career of every student. Now, with this idea, we started a platform which can capture data from an existing school environment. Using our artificial intelligence modules, we then derive meaningful connections and correlation to spot skills and behavioral aspects of each individual so that precise focus is given to the right skill development. We also ensure that all the stakeholders in this system, that is, teachers, parents, and students, are very well aware of each student's capability so that they are always measured with the right scale. Now, imagine this world where a student who aspires to be a poet is judged for their literary skills rather than their poor skills in geometry. This is our vision. Our vision is to empower every student to prepare them for an uncertain future by helping them do what they are good at. Today, we have explored how two social tech startups are using technology as a disruptive tool for restructuring educational systems to adapt to the new world order. This is why I believe that social educational tech initiatives are crucial to the 21st century, as they have this incredible potential to innovate education as well as connect the bottom of the pyramid to the ongoing digital revolution of our times. Let us not allow technology to break our education. Join us and the likes of us in reinventing educational systems and molding human beings who are more human than ever. Thank you all. Thank you very much.